Hi friends, welcome back to another 50 states speed build. I'm Austin, and this house was inspired by the architecture and designs of Rhode Island. Now, Rhode Island, if you are unfamiliar with the 50 states, Rhode Island is the smallest state in size, and I don't believe it's the smallest state in population. I probably should have looked that up. I think it might be Alaska. I know Alaska has the lowest population per like size of the actual state, whatever that means. But yeah, so this house was fun. It was a lot of work, and it's another house on the larger side, and I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy with how it came out. But I have not been really happy with how my last couple voiceovers have come out. So just a quick rundown, this is the third or fourth recording, and my voice is still not at 100% at the time of recording this, but I know for a fact that this video will be going out either Monday or Wednesday of whatever week this is. But yeah, so this lot that I built on is not my favorite because of the size, and it sort of looks weird. You know, I'm not a fan of like the longer lots, and I'm not a fan of corner lots because I don't know, they're just weird. You can, yeah, just know that anytime I build on a corner lot, I've probably spent like 15 minutes trying to figure out which is the correct way the lot should look, and that was definitely the case here. But you know, I like the unique style of this house. Rhode Island actually has a really nice sort of style. It's, I think, similar to other East Coast homes, but I did take some liberties, as you may see. I didn't want to use too many packs with this build, but it's by far not a restricted build. I mean, I use a lot of cats and dogs and a lot of get-together, but I mean, I didn't want to use a lot of stuff packs, and you know, I probably could have used a different fence and a different like fence banister area for the front and back porch. I could have, you know, done something maybe a little more close to Rhode Island, maybe something more naturally wood and more natural tones, but you know, I based these houses off reference photos, and the exterior wall of this house is heavily inspired by one house in particular, and it had sort of a modern sort of fencing. That's kind of why I chose the get together one, and I do really like how it came out. So I used the base game countertops and cabinets for this house, and I think I settled on orange. It's a cool color, I think, for this kitchen in particular. I think as time has gone on, these cabinets and counters in particular have looked less and less modern and a little more old-fashioned, which I think it might have to do with a lot of the countertops themselves. Some of them are like ugly brown colors, or, you know, maybe flat white colors, and I don't know, it just sort of feels a little older than it used to for me, and I tried to make this house like a mix of like more modern and old, so I guess that house style would maybe be contemporary or something like that. I'm terrible with house styles. I'm also terrible with living rooms. If you haven't seen, it's a struggle half the time. Like, I have the hardest time putting living rooms into builds. It's not even funny at this point. It's a little sad, I'm gonna be honest. But I think this one came out pretty nice. It's not at the front of the house, which I think is always my issue, is like the entrance area oftentimes just leads into the living room and then will like lead into the kitchen, and here I want to keep everything a little more separated. This house reminds me of homes in the neighborhood I grew up in, but not to a major extent because I didn't grow up in Rhode Island. I grew up in California, but looking at layouts of homes in Rhode Island, I did see some similarities to like houses I either lived in or friends' houses growing up, and I sort of adopted that here. But, you know, I tried to make sure it functions nicely. You know, I try to leave open spaces. Sometimes I over clutter things, and it can be a nuisance for your Sims to maneuver around. And another one of the things I really liked about this house, perfect segue I know, is I used the cats and dogs doors for interior doors, and I really like how those look. They have more of an older look, sort of a coastal look, I think, and I believe Rhode Island's on the coast. I mean, it's called Island. I guess I should have done more research now that I think about it. But, you know, I think even if you're not on the coast, coastal style is very common. I mean, in California, you're going to find coastal style homes in the middle of California where you're surrounded by land and mountains before you can even get outside to the beach, which is cool because, you know, styles are prevalent at certain points, and home builders and people like that who build homes, so yeah, home builders like to take advantage of that and build, you know, houses that are popular at the time, which is why like older homes look really weird nowadays. Like they're really strange, but they were great at the time, or they were popular at the time. I like older homes. I think they are really nice. I say that after just disrespecting the whole idea of older homes, but I mean it. I think they're really cool, and a lot of like the modern style from back then looks really unique, and it's always something cool to look at, which sounds really weird when you say it. It's like, I don't spend all day looking at old homes, like photos of them, because that would be weird and probably would get me committed to an insane asylum, but yeah, I mean, it is cool to see in like magazines and style stuff, which I don't do because that would be weird. Yeah, that sounds convincing, I think. But yeah, so this house was definitely a lot of work. Several hours of footage came out of it, and I tried to cut out some of the unnecessary stuff, and I tried to speed up to a relatively good speed. But if this video is too fast for you and you are feeling motion sickness or feel just uneasy with the speed, please feel free to let me know. I really value your input. Any person, if you have an issue with my video and something that can be fixed, I will try my hardest to fix it as quickly as possible. And yeah, just no pressure. I'm not a mean person. I really value constructive criticism, and I want to make sure these videos are accessible to anybody. But that being said, I did a kids room in this build. I don't do enough kids rooms. Maybe because when I play The Sims, like I remember back in The Sims 2, anytime my Sims had a child, I would play the like newborn, like have them be like newborn for a little bit, then they'd be toddlers, and I would actually play keep them as toddlers and like level up their skills and everything, or whatever you did at that point. And then when it came time for them to be children, I absolutely hated it. I don't know why, but I would like immediately age them up from child to teenager, and then yeah, and then basically play on throughout the rest of the game until they died and they had hopefully kids that I could continue playing as, which is also a lie. I pretty much played the same person most of the time in The Sims 2. Like I talked about it a bit in my last video, or my second to last video. It's the a collab video that I did with Christy Sims. I talked a little bit about me playing The Sims 2 there, which if you want to watch that video, it will be linked in the description, as well as in the top right corner, the info card, as they say. I mean, that's what it's called. So, like, I'm weird. So, yeah, this video is wrapping up, but, you know, in more videos I will talk about my Sims 2 history. But yeah, so there will be one screenshot at the end, but you basically saw the home at the start, and I'm pretty much just trusting that you watch this video all the way through. It's, you know, a leap of faith, I guess. Maybe I'll do those videos at the end, for, like from now on. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you are new to the channel, subscribe to see more 50 state speed builds. I'm still very early on in the process, and there will be always more to come. Also, be sure to like this video. It lets me know that you enjoy watching the 50 state series. It is personally my favorite series, and I know a lot of you like it too. And yeah, just let me know what you thought of this home, and let me know which house you want to see me try next, or which state, I guess. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.